What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Plebz channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto. Happy holidays. This will probably be the last video that we do for this year. Want to do a little bit of a digital detox. Hopefully we can start 2026 nice and strong. So I just wanted to get something out for you guys to kind of cover some crypto news and go over a few coins, and then as well cover a few things going on in the precious metal department. So with that being said, guys, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to leave some love down there in the comment sections. Let's get into this. All right, guys. So we have some breaking news. Gold and silver both hit all-time highs. That's pretty amazing. I'm not surprised. You know, guys, typically when these precious metals start peaking, that basically is showing us that we are in pretty much some crazy times. A lot of times people flood to these assets, guys, when we are facing economic uncertainties. And with that being said, guys, it doesn't surprise me at all. Also, we have Mr. James Nguyen going long, saying that we may have a nice little Christmas rally. I'm not too sure about how credible James Nguyen is these days, but he is going long. So that may be something to keep your eye on. Over the weekend, we've gotten some FUD that Mr. Tom Lee was telling his clients to secretly sell. Guys, look, you got to be careful about all the stuff that you're hearing on, Facebook and YouTube and X. I think a lot of these crypto influencers, sometimes they like to fabricate, FUD articles and stuff like that to get people to capitulate as well. So it's very hard to trust people. So please make sure that you guys are being careful of what you're reading and seeing on, X or whatever outlets that you're checking your news from. Also, a lot of people are talking about how the Fed is going to be injecting $6.8 billion tomorrow in the financial sectors, and everybody's getting really, honky-dory over that. But at the end of the day, guys, 6.8 billion is nothing to a market, where there's about over 69 trillion, I think. I'm not sure of the total size of the stock markets, but that's just a drop in the bucket. So just make sure, guys, that you are, don't get too bullish. Like I said, at the end of the day, we are in a downtrend, so let's not get caught with our pants down. Okay. Crypto fear index is going to be still in that lower 29 fear. And then our altcoin our Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 59%. Ethereum is sitting at 12.2 and the others is at 28%. So we're still pretty much in that little scared zone. Right now, Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a bounce. We never got that, big witching dump that we usually see. And then the Japanese carry unwind never happened. So I did warn you guys to get, don't get too overly, stimulated by that. Sometimes, the news may be the rumor by the news situation. We are still holding nice around this 88,877. We currently do have a double top on the shorter time frames. And we do have a lot of resistance back here at this 90,324, 92,000, and then the higher right here at 92.6. So I am expecting a crypto Christmas rally. Just because I'm expecting it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I am thinking that we may get a nice little pump up here to 94.5. From there, like I said, guys, I would encourage anybody that's not looking to be on board for the long run to de-risk. I know a lot of people are kind of, sick to their stomachs from the volatility. I get it, guys, but remember, you got to take the volatility how it comes. A lot of people, they're grifters. They're not here for the long term. They're here to make some pocket change. And at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. But for me, I'm here for the long term, guys. I believe in this market. I think this market will eventually find its footing. I think that's been unfortunate. We've had a lot of black swan events from, tariffs, from, Trump's meme token that he launched, and then just a lot of, macro uncertainties, the Fed. We've been battling through a lot. And the fact that we're even close to 90K, guys, it's kind of phenomenal if you ask me. So, right now, like I said, we are holding this prior low that we had right here at 84.5, so I am looking for us to stay hopefully above, this level right here at 83,896. If we start breaking below, then that's going to be start time to preparing for that 74K. So until those levels get breached, right now, I think we may be okay. So let's just pray to the man upstairs, and hopefully we can, go into 2026 with some strong momentum and hopefully with some better outlooks. Okay. I do want to cover a few altcoins, guys. I'm not going to get too many altcoins out today. And just remember, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm just talking about some coins that I'm looking at. I'm not saying for you to go run out to Coinbase and start emptying out the, the the savings account into this. All right. First coin is going to be Aptos. Aptos current price is at $1.60. We had a prior low right here at $1.41. Aptos is currently in price discovery to the downside. It's been heavily sold off, guys. We have a few things that I am kind of looking at Aptos right now. I've been kind of building a position here on spot, and I'm actually currently in a long position on Aptos as well. But the thing is that got me kind of thinking about it is that they have a few upgrades that they got getting ready to integrate. I think the Raptor, and then also they're integrating AIP function for them to start getting ready for this, quantum hacks. I know a lot of these altcoins are starting to prepare for that. So, Aptos is still, I wouldn't consider it a blue chip, but I would consider this an altcoin that I don't think it's going to go to zero. It has a lot to prove, but I think it's worth keeping on the radar. So if you're looking for something that potentially could do maybe anywhere between a 5 to 10x, I would keep this on the radar. So right now, currently we have that previous low at $1.41. So if we were to go back to that area, keep it on your watch list. Maybe you want to take a position on it and, see what happens in the next 6 months. So Aptos, like I said, is a younger sister to Sui. Obviously, Sui had a better run this year. I think the all-time high for Aptos was around $20.30. And what I was telling you guys all the way through, that we've had consistent lower lows on this, lower highs on these altcoins. So we went to 20, 30, and then right here at 19, and then down here at 15, and then right here at 5. So like I said, I think eventually when the markets do come back, it's very fair to expect maybe we can get back up to maybe 10 to maybe $11. So that current price would be about almost close to a 500% return. Okay. So I'm not saying, to do it right now, but like I said, there's going to be at some point, guys, we're literally almost at launching price, below launching price. So I think that this is an altcoin that potentially could be at a floor bottom, if not already there. Okay. The next one is going to be Tau. So I think a lot of people that are into AI coins, they know about Tau. Tau, in my opinion, is probably the leader of all AI coins. They have that grayscale ETF trust. And then we have, a lot of, big players that are keeping their eyes out on Tau. They have a halving coming up in the next couple of weeks. And if you guys don't know what halvings are, basically decreases the amount of circulating supply in these tokens, making them more scarce, kind of like Bitcoin. So I'm not saying this may be a bullish catalyst, but typically with these halvings, with certain coins, they do serve to be somewhat bullish. So I do have some entries set up here at 198. And I'm looking to take a good position back here on Tau. So look, I think that once the markets do come back, a lot of these coins are going to show a lot of great promise. So like on the weekly, we have a double bottom. I'm not saying that this is going to go back up prior to all-time highs, but I think that a lot of these bigger players are setting themselves up for these altcoins. And I think we got to revisit back to where we were when we had the Bitcoin ETF. Remember when the Bitcoin ETF launched? A lot of these coins, like Bitcoin, like I just said, went down. So, if Bitcoin did that, why would anybody be surprised that the altcoins are doing it? So just like I said, I'm not saying go out right now and purchase these coins, but keep them on the radar. There's a few other coins also as well that are getting ETFs as well. Sui from VanEck and also AVAX. So these are both coins that I hold in my portfolio. They are down pretty significant, but at the end of the day, guys, I do have a pretty good amount of dry powder on the side, and I'm just patiently waiting. I do believe that, these bear markets, they last anywhere between, maybe 60 to maybe even, 60 days, maybe even 3 to 4 months. So we just got to wait and see how this plays out. I know a lot of people are calling for, a 30K, 40K, 50K Bitcoin. At the end of the day, guys, nobody knows. I don't know. Your favorite crypto YouTuber doesn't know. All I know is that eventually the markets will come back, and you're either in the market or you're out the market. And the ones that were patient with diamond hands, hopefully they'll either break even or they'll be able to make some money back in this, in this cycle. But the ones that will really prevail are the ones that have cash reserves, that understand the fundamentals of each coin that they're in. They're not blindly just buying anything. And they also make sure they have a structured portfolio, with Bitcoin obviously being that main hedge against all this volatility, guys. I remember when I first started my crypto journey, I got so much flack from a lot of people that said that I was too Bitcoin heavy. For the majority of this cycle, guys, I held Bitcoin about 80% of the way through. So if I would have been holding 100% altcoins, I would have been getting decimated. So, that was one thing that I've always prided myself on, was to always have a full portfolio based upon Bitcoin. But like I said, to each his own. At the end of the day, the ones that were still here making content and still showing their face every day, I believe will be the next faces of crypto. And hey, maybe 2026 will be my year. Hopefully you guys will stick around with me and we will see what happens. And guys, if you guys are looking to trade or anything like that, please use the referral links below to BitNewX. I do get a small kickback from that. No charge to you at all. And if you guys are looking for a place to trade, you guys are more than welcome to hop on the KGU or the Crypto Plebz Discord. We try to post there daily, but right now we're just kind of on standby to see what is happening with this market. But anyways, guys, just wanted to make a quick video, a little quick update. Not too much going on, but I just wanted to show my face and also tell you guys that I love you guys and I'm prepared for 2026, for the good and the bad. Let's keep our heads up. We'll see you the next time. You guys take it easy. Deuce.